Anytime it's like exam season, it's a bit helter-skelter, I won't even lie to you. I'm already struggling with this undergrad degree and you're here to apply extra pressure. I know some people are very brave. They have a lot of energy. They're posting the whole transcript on LinkedIn. I don't do that. Wouldn't even say it's been a struggle. I feel like as time has gone on, it has felt like more of a routine. Hi everyone, and welcome to Apprenticeish, where we talk all about apprentices, apprenticeships, kind of. I feel like we haven't had a chinwag in a while. And it's June now, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like it's been 6 months already. But we are now in 2024 and we're about to be in 2025 in literally 6 more months. First of all, we'll be talking about the apprenticeship, and then we'll be talking about personal development and again, hopes/fears for next year. I am in my 5th year. Crazy. I'm in my 5th year and I will be entering into the solicitor's qualification preparation. So for anyone who's not a solicitor interested in the legal sphere, you will have no idea what I'm talking about when I say SQE, which is the solicitor's qualification exams. They are quite literally the hardest exams that I will ever have to take in my entire career. No pressure. But I remember when our uni, basically at the last summer school, they gave this really terrifying announcement to everybody. And they were like, the next year of your life is going to be the hardest year. Don't go on holiday, don't get married, don't have children, don't get pregnant, nothing. Like your life should be dedicated to this preparation. I was just like, what's happening here? I'm already struggling with this undergrad degree and you're here to apply extra pressure. I am very intrigued to see how the next couple months are going to go. But so far, I've actually finished all of the modules that I needed to do in order to complete my law degree. And the final part is, if anyone has ever completed an apprenticeship or researched into what it is, you'll know that there is an endpoint, there is a portfolio, not endpoint assessment. For us, it will be a reflective journal. So that's 9,000 words. With evidence about how you've developed and how you've progressed as an apprentice over your time doing law, which is kind of long, I can't lie to you. But as for the law degree, it's done. And the law degree actually, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. But the last set of exams tried to take me out. I'll be entirely honest with you. I think that exams have become easier as time has gone on, but the content of the exams has actually become super hard. I think in terms of networking and meeting other apprentices, I have to be so real with you, has not been my priority. I think for the last couple months, I've been more interested in developing spaces for my own community and just building stronger bonds with the people that I already have, whether it be professionally or personally. I was not trying to do too much. I did want to be outside for a period of time, as in go to all of these networking events. And I booked quite a few apprentice related, law related, anything that I thought would be interesting. I booked them and then didn't go. I cancelled them because I don't know. I just feel like I don't need to do that right now. That's just not the space that I need to be occupying. But it is something that I strongly desire to change at some point in the future. My grades have been okay. Could have been better, but not horrid. I never say or reveal what my results are, for each module on this channel or online. I know some people are very brave. They have a lot of energy. They're posting the whole transcript on LinkedIn. I don't do that. I'm not interested. I have no desire. I just can't see what benefit that would be for you. Maybe if my grades are good, maybe it will make my voice a bit more reputable. But if they're terrible, then does that mean that anything I've said is invaluable? I don't know. But the point that I'm making is my grades have been okay. Room for improvement, but I guess we'll find out what the final degree grade will be next year. And I'm not bothering my brain about that right now. In terms of motivation for doing the apprenticeship, I wouldn't even say it's been a struggle. I feel like as time has gone on, it has felt like more of a routine. I know I need to get up, I need to go to work, I need to do some studying at some point, either during the day, in the morning before work or after work. And if I don't do that, then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is about to be an intense study session. So I think over time, obviously, I've been doing this for like four and a half years. So this is my 5th year. I don't know. Things kind of do get easier, even though there's so much to manage at the same time. I would just say for anyone who is like an overachiever, maybe just like keep your work levels under revision constantly. It's very easy to become overwhelmed with the amount of things that you need to do and the deadlines and the projects and the companies and the social media platforms that you want to keep updated. And you don't want to forget to post something somewhere, but you also have a client deadline, but then also you need to turn up for your friend's cat's dog's birthday dinner. It's just a lot sometimes, you know what I mean? But yeah, after a while, I think your community and your friendship circles and the people who need you to show up, everything will eventually acclimatize. So it's easier to be yourself and manage the very leafy forest of the apprenticeship program. I will say that I love the fact that there's so many more apprentices like on social platforms. I love seeing the LinkedIn content. I love seeing the TikToks. I love seeing the Instagram posts. It just brings me so much joy. Sometimes I forget to interact, just double tap. I'm just reading it. I'm just like, wow, this is so good. When I first started this apprenticeship journey, I'm talking specifically the solicitor apprenticeship journey, not the business admin one that I did before. There wasn't so much conversation about what it's like to be a degree apprentice and all that kind of stuff. So I love the fact that the landscape of degree apprenticeships are changing, and that everyone's really excited about them now. I know before they weren't received that well, but we're here now, and I love that for both of us. How about that? So there were some events that I attended over the last few months, and I still have, I think, 2 more in the pipeline to attend in terms of like promoting apprenticeships. It's really important to me to like show up for students who are interested in apprenticeships, or, just like inform people that this is a really great alternative if going to full-time uni is not your thing. That's not the path that you want to take. It's very important to have options. You don't have to do a degree apprenticeship, but just knowing that it's there is something for you to consider. And also making sure that people are making informed decisions. This is why sometimes I'm just like, am I too negative when I talk about degree apprenticeships? Because sometimes I'm just like, okay, cool. This is the negative side. And I talk about the negative side quite a lot on this channel if you guys have been around, because there's so much positive content out there. So I feel like I'm one person trying to, well, let me not say it's just me, because that's obviously not the truth. If you go on like a few different people, they talk about the realities of how difficult it can be to be a degree apprentice and manage everything, but there's a lot more positive stuff out there. Obviously, that's great. There's reason for that. There's obviously like loads of benefits and all this great stuff. But sometimes I feel like I'm a bit of an anti-apprentice sometimes. I love the apprenticeship program, but the point that or the message that I'm trying to push and put forward is it's not for everyone, but if it is for you, this is what it looks like. So yeah, I think that's what I've been doing at a few different schools and events that I've been to this year. And I still have some more in the pipeline. There was a point where I was just like, this is not my priority, just because there was so much happening around me. I felt like with exams, especially in this year, this is my final year law exams, basically. There were some events that I could have gone to, or some, schools that I could have been at, but I did not have the mental capacity. And this is another thing in this program. You will learn to say no at the speed of the living God, because if you don't, there's a very large possibility, and only you will feel that pressure, that you will become overwhelmed quite quickly. So you need to be able to set up boundaries that will not only protect you, but also the people that you're trying to help. If you are trying to help people, because I know there's some people out there who are just here to promote this thing so that they can be seen, which I'm not particularly interested in. And now we're going to be talking about me personally as a human being and how I have developed, because this is also my own memories, my memoirs, my ability to reflect, think, and consider how things have been happening. We will start with, here I have mental, physical, social, health. Physically, apart from the last 6 weeks, I would say 6 weeks, because that's when I entered exam season. I had actually been going to the gym quite consistently. I would say somewhere between 3 to 4 times a week, because it's much closer to me now. Before March, though, I was suffering. I was guys, when I tell you, 2 flights of stairs would have me out of breath. Like, I could not breathe. I couldn't live. I was trying to turn around and I was huffing and puffing. I couldn't understand what was happening there. So I eventually, when I moved, I had to make a conscious decision to, like, if I want to move forward and make this a long-lasting legacy and help as many people as I can, that comes with health. And lack of self-control in that area will eventually bleed out into other areas. So I was like, this is something I really need to fix. I still eat out too much, but we're fixing that. We still have 6 months left of this year. So, we can still make progress. Socially, I think I've been doing well, maybe too social. I think for the rest of this year, I don't really want to be bouncing around as much. I don't want to do that. I actually just want to sit down. I sit down quite a lot, but also that's because, like, there's so much happening. So I think I just want some space and some time to just focus on things that are happening that obviously I'm not going to talk about, because I'm an evasive YouTuber and I like to be cryptid and mysterious. So I'm not going to talk about any of that. But there are some things that I want to work on which will require a lot more energy, attention, effort from me that I won't be able to do if I'm going to everybody's social events and meeting up with 10 different friends in 10 different parks on 10 different days. It's just too much for me. This summer, I want to be in my house. I don't want to be at every party. Mental health. How's my mental health been? I actually don't know. How's my mental health been? I think January, anytime it's like exam season, it's a bit helter-skelter. I won't even lie to you. Like, I can get very, very stressed about exams and studying and deadlines. And also because there always tends to be some wild situation that happens outside of studies and work that informs how I approach studies and work. Sometimes I use it as a form of escapism. So rather than dealing with whatever wahala is happening in the background, I'm just like, I need to put all my energy into my studies, which is great for evasiveness, but not so great for my mental health. So yeah, basically from next year, that's when I will have my next submissions, exams, whatever. But for the next 6 months, it's just going to be me having to deal with and unpack, just a lot of different things. Not all of them are bad things either. There has been really good news, but just, making sure I'm processing things properly and that I'm not throwing myself into work, which, as I say, for many different people, whether they recognize it or not, is an easy method of escape. So mental health has been actually really, really good. Obviously, maybe you guys don't know because I haven't made like an announcement, but I've moved, and in the space that I'm in, my mental health is like so much better than my previous space, which I was also living alone then. But yeah, this place is just like really good for me. Okay, so the final thing that I want to talk about is like my own knowledge. You would have seen in one of my vlogs, I wanted to make it a goal for myself to read 3 judgments every week. I am a nerd. I love reading. I find judgments very well written. They are so succinct in how they describe different situations, and I really enjoy understanding how people come to the decisions that they do. And judges just write things so clearly sometimes. Not every judgment. Some judgments are very, very long. But the shorter judgments, even the longer judgments, they're really interesting. You can get lost in, just so many different facts and cases, and they link so many different areas of laws and principles into one streamlined opinion. So I would say that like through that, but also through work, obviously, or perhaps not so obviously, when you start the program, you're an entry-level person. You've just started in this company. You've never worked for them before. There's loads of systems that you need to learn and information that you need to get and people that you need to learn how to navigate. Now where I'm at, I feel like I've I kind of know, I know what to expect with this, with this firm, with this program, with what I should be receiving from, university and from work. And so because I have this not expectation, but because I have this understanding on how things work very well, it enables me to focus more on learning, and I feel very confident in my skill set and my ability to develop as not only a person, but also as a lawyer. Like, I feel like I'm actually becoming a lawyer. Sometimes I'm just tapping away at my desk and I'm just like, damn, like, I'm actually becoming a lawyer. How exciting. The last part, I feel like it's going to be kind of a long video, actually, is hopes for next year / fears for next year, or the next half of this year, because this is a half-year review. I've already spoken about what is coming up in terms of preparation. I will need to be preparing that portfolio and also preparing for SQE, which I don't know if you guys have seen the headlines, but it's wild, scary out there. But I'm not worried about it at all. I don't think it's going to drive me like into the wall, in the sense that I don't think I'm going to be overcome by the amount of information that we need to learn. So the way the law degree is set up is in such a way that by the time I'm preparing for SQE, it's just revision of content that I've already learned over the last 4.5 years. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely pressure there, and I won't go into like why there's pressure there, but in terms of like showing up for uni, and I don't have weekly essays anymore, which I'm thrilled about, or I won't have 2 essays per week, or I don't think I'll have to do a lecture every week, but there's still going to be a lot of revision. I feel like I'll have a bit more to pursue different things, but then also, work is going to be more intense. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more client contact. I can already, like, my brain literally hurts when I'm doing different legal tasks because of the amount of calories I'm burning trying to think about what the solution to all of these problems are. So yeah, I feel like the next 6 months are going to be really positive. I cannot wait to reveal there's something that maybe that's ruining the surprise, but there's something that is coming up on this platform, on this channel, that I'm so excited to be able to share with you. And I feel like it would be a better way for me to serve you guys and serve this community of, apprentices and aspiring professionals, because, some of you have messaged me about the content that you've been receiving on this channel and, how helpful it's been in terms of helping you guys make decisions. I'm just thinking, how can I show up more? How can I help you gain information that's going to be more helpful to you in an easier way or in a more digestible format? So there are some very exciting things coming up in the next 6 months that you should keep your eyes open for. As for now, I'm thrilled that exam season is over for a while. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Happy told!